Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome here to the Michigan International Speedway. We're getting set for or our second, our sixth qualifying session of the season, rather, for the PCSRA Foster Series. See, my brain is not in the game for some reason. I don't know why, but I do apologize for that. It's a sunny morning here in the Irish Hills of Michigan. Sorry about my charger. I was trying to fix it. I need to put that back in. And the 21 is the first car on track. That is Noah Platts, running the Dutch Boy colors this week on his Ford Mustang. Not too far behind is a couple of debutante drivers. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. This is a 2-mile racetrack, the sister track to Auto Club Speedway, which we haven't been to yet this season. Noah Platts is the Rookie of the Year points leader and also comes into this race second in the points. The guy he's trying to run down for the points lead is Emmanuel Hartnett. And the first lap was a 53.503, but that's because their pit stalls were right behind the start-finish line. So this is officially their first official time lap. I'm trying to clear as I'm going to turn off the brightness. Should be okay. If it's too bright, I do apologize for that. It's because it's starting to get dark outside. Noah Platts' first time lap is now a 36.762. And just got around Nick Boyles in the Sirius XM colors this week. Nick Boyles fell down to 23rd position in the point standings. There's Jamie Pinter and his new colors on his Ford Mustang out of Rick Ware Racing, that black machine, Jalecia Kuzman. Caleb Hobbs running a new scheme this week, not the Xbox colors. It's the Premier Business Investment on his Ford Mustang. Jared Underhill is in the white Castrol GTX colors this week. Right now, Cody McGorvick is the fastest in the session. Here's the 7 car. This is not Lainey Fredrickson. It is Remy Crampton. After running in the first 5 races, she moves over to the 7 car in that Spire Motorsports entry. Bradley Ream is in the Auto Trader car. He's replacing the 7 of replacing Remy Crampton. Has gone to the 7 because of the fact that Lainey Fredrickson has parted ways due to behavior outside the track. There's Rick Witt, who raced his way in. Zachary Taylor still in the M&M's colors this week. He'll be in the Skittles ride next week, or next time's race. That will be at Lime Rock Park in 4 weeks. Kate Anderson in the Keystone Light colors this week. There's Emmanuel Hartnett's paint scheme. One other driver I need to mention is this driver right here, the 91, Alina Ritchie. Now, you're wondering, Greg Rutz was supposed to be in this, in the field as she's going by Ian Griffith. But Greg Rutz failed post-race inspection after the race concluded yesterday in the non-charter deal. So his win was disallowed, given the win to the 113, and Greg Rutz, who made the race, ended up going home, and Alina Ritchie, who ended up missing the race, ended up getting bumped into the field. And this is the 3rd entry out of Spire Motorsports. There's Scarlett Wallace in the 41 machine. Chase Brooks in the 15. New colors on his number 15. That is sponsored by United Rentals. Jackie Ting in the DeWalt colors. There's the 113 who won the second qualifier. That's JT Hanley. Zachary Fitzwater in the Busch Light Apple Ford on his machine this week. There's Q-Man right behind David Heller in the 43, still being sponsored by the United States Air Force. Quentin Moore is being sponsored by NTC on his Ford Mustang. Q-Man fell down 6 spots to 13th in the points. David fell 3 spots to 8th in the points last week at Pocono. Your most recent winners, TJ Bracken in the 5. He got his first career win. He is now up to 4th in the point standings as we're about to be 6 minutes into this session. The gal who's the quickest is the 42. That's Carla Sinat of Australia. Carla Sinat, looking forward to seeing what she's going to do here in this 42 machine, the Black Rifle Camaro. She's the fastest over Kyle Langland, Cody McGorvick, Cody Smart, who took a big hit in the points, 4 spots he dropped last week. Evo Rogers, who raced his way into this race via the non-charter races you saw yesterday. That's Nathan Norman, Jamie Pinto, Remy Crampton, Kate Anderson, and Heather Gallant. That is your top 10 right now. Carla Sinat comes into this race. If I can find her in the points, she is dead last in points of the drivers who have ran every race. And of course, Rick Witt, who fell all the way down to 37th position in the points. This is his 4th start of the year. Sam Davis still in the FedEx colors. Pretty soon we'll see him in Coca-Cola colors very soon. Sam Davis came in this race 19th in the points. Paul Minnick, still in the 16 Chevy truck month on his colleague car. Manuel Hartnett in the Farmland colors. Tori Gossett's in the Lon John Silver's colors this week. There's Jared Underhill. There's Rick Witt. By the way, different paint scheme for Rick Witt than the one we've seen him. We saw him in the NCRD colors. For the rest of the season, he'll be running this car out of Richard Childress Racing for the rest of the season. He is the highest of the drivers who've made races this season. He's made four stars, so he'll break the tie over Seth Cole. There's Cody McGorvick. Nathan Orman's on pit road. We'll see how Bradley Ream will do in his debut. I have talked to Bradley Ream about the incident with Colin Cropley, and I also did not mention this for Zachary Fitzwater. He is replacing, he and his wife Henrietta Fitzwater, who's the crew chief this week, as I saw some dust being kicked up. I don't know who that came from. I know it wasn't Ormy, because he's coming off pit road. Oh, he crashed. We got a crash. Oh, that's Tori Gossett. Oh, Nathan Orman just got hit by the 91. Look out. Oh, Kyle Langland. He was supposed to start in the front row, and now he's got to go to the back. I'll get to the reason with Fitzwater in just a second. But something happened to Tori Gossett. Oh, it looks like she was the one that kicked up the dust. And it blew up coming off turn number 4. I wonder if Ormy hit some oil. Last week we didn't have a car go to the back. This week we won't go 2 for 2. And apparently Ormy just clips the 38. And his car ends up dying. Yep, that's going to be an automatic backup car for Nathan Orman, who had good qualifying spots. Oh, 41 got a piece of it. Well, 41's going to backup car. And then Kyle Langland gets a piece of this incident as he's trying to avoid, runs into the side of the 91, just rips the back end of the car off. Richie will not be happy about that one. I don't think everybody's going to be happy with the 40, or not with the 40, excuse me, the 38. And Ormy should have just gotten by the 38 without much of a problem, but that's some Hendrick Motorsports teammates that will have to go to backup machines and will have to start the rear of the field. And I have confirmed the 41 did go to a backup car, so that means that's a backup car, and also that's a backup or an engine change for Rick Wedd. Did he blow up or did he make contact with another car? We're about to find out in a second. Survey says he blew up on his own. Okay, that would make sense. So already we got drivers going to the rear. And the insult for Kyle Langland, he was supposed to start in the front row. But now he's in a backup car. He and Ormy will have to start at the rear of the field in a backup car. So that's a tough break for them. That's the first time Nathan Orman will have to drop to the back. 33 was supposed to qualify 23rd. And then the 41 is currently 31st, so it wouldn't matter for the 41 anyway. But that's a shame for Kyle Langland and Nathan Orman, who had good starting track positions. Now in backup machines, now we'll have to drop to the rear for this afternoon's race, which, by the way, this afternoon's race is called the Austin Montgomery 400, presented by Firekeepers Casino. If you have not heard the news, Austin Montgomery, as of Friday, what happened Friday, as of this recording, suddenly passed away, and our condolences go out to his family and friends on the tragedy. Ian Griffith's running the minute race on his 47 machine this week. So a tough break for. That's, by the way, 1, 2. 91 was 3. 33 was 4. 41. That's 5 cars who will have to go to the rear of the field. Thankfully, the 91 will have to start the back. Is at the back of the field anyway, so that sucks for Alina Ritchie, but all 5 of them, or excuse me, Langland, Orman, Wallace, and Ritchie, Alina Ritchie that is, will have to go to the infield care center after this session is over. So, bit disappointed for those drivers. Of course, they will have to start the rear of the field for the race this afternoon. Hope everybody enjoyed the Daytona Speed Weeks for the Oreo Cup Series, because we've already determined our front row and also the drivers who got in via the Gatorade Duels in the top 14, then the drivers who got in from qualifying, and also from owner points from last season. And there's Zachary Taylor. He's going to be gifted a couple of spots. We got a crash. Oh, it's the 8th. Well, I just jinxed Taylor. That was the 113 who got wrecked. And he's right in the middle of the racing line. Oh, that was awful. Well, so much for what I was saying for Zachary Taylor, who's going to be moving up. Now he's going to have to go to the back anyway, so that was commentator's curse. Sorry, Taylor. And he just got wrecked by the 34 Q-Man and backs the Pepsi Chevrolet into the wall. And then Zachary Taylor, here he comes, whammo, towards the right front of his M&M's Toyota. And he's going to go up into the wall. I don't know if anybody else is going to hit him. No, he stays up high. I saw some more black smoke. Unless that's just smoke that's coming from the incident. I think that's the smoke coming from the incident. Okay, never mind. Well, so much for what I was saying about Zachary Taylor moving up a couple of spots. That was commentator's curse by me. Sorry, Taylor. I need to keep my mouth shut about every time I'm trying to say something about Taylor, as the 42 is coming to pit road. And Zachary Taylor had a struggle last week. Had a tough race. He is currently 15th in the points. And by the way, that was not what Taylor needed after Taylor has had a struggling start to the year. Yes, he did get that pole at Springfield, but he hasn't done anything since. He's had what I call the Kyle Busch bad luck of the season. So we're going to have Cody McGorvick on the front row, barring if he has any problems. There's Cody Smart in the Fastenal colors. Cody will now will start third with Langland going to the rear. And that was the one worry Cody Smart had, excuse me, of him starting on the outside line. Now he'll start on the inside line for the race here today. I will put the starting grid in the Discord because I'm going to disable the comments because, like I said, these results will change for the starting grid because, yes, it is where you guys are originally. Yes, this would be what the lineup was supposed to have been, but because 5 drivers have to go to the rear, the lineup will be changed, and I will try to put it in the Discord. I may just put the car numbers in the description of this video, the official starting lineup, and then I will also have somebody take care of that in the Discord. If not, I may end up taking care of it in the Discord. Boy, Nathan Ormond's had a crummy last couple of weeks. Of course, remember he had to miss Dover due to a COVID-19 positive test, and then had a bad result last week at Pocono, and now he was supposed to start 6th, but in a backup car has to start the rear of the field. He and his teammate Kyle Langland, so it's even worse for Langland. That kind of just sums up Kyle Langland's season in a nutshell. There's Hartnett. Hartnett's going to move up a couple of spots. Rick Witt's going to start the back. $113, I know, will have to start the back. So that's like what? 2 non-charter drivers and four or so four chartered teams that will have to start the back. Boy, they got their work cut out for them. So we're going to have 6 drivers that will have to go to the rear of the field as we're down to a minute to go in the session. And it looks like Carla Sinat will get the first ever pole for Petty GMS Racing. Great job to her, the Australian driver. 1 of 2 in the field, the other being Zachary Fitzwater. Speaking of Fitzwater, he just came from Daytona. Of course, he was supposed to start 15th, but like I said, with the 24 and the 48 going to the rear, he will be starting 13th. And Sean's going to start 14th, so Sean's going to move up a row. So there you go. And Carla Sinat will secure the pole position for the first time here today as we're coming to the end of this session here this morning. And that is it. It is confirmed. Carla Sanat will start on the pole for the Austin Montgomery 400 presented by Firekeepers Casino. And she'll be joined by Cody McGorvick. Cody Smart, Bevo Rogers row 2, because of Langland going to the back. Row 3 with Orme going to the back will be William Davis, Jamie Pintor. Row 4 will be Remy Crampton, Sam Davis. Row 5 will be Kate Anderson, Heather Gallant. Row 6 is Jackie Tang, Jesse Art. Row 7 will be Zachary Fitzwater, Sean Art. And so on and so on. So Fitzwater will start 13th in the race coming up in a little bit, as we're going to go ahead and get to the... Well, thanks for doing that, game. I appreciate you. All right, so that's it. So like I said, as you look on through the rest of the results, Chase Brooks didn't have a good qualifying. Neither did CJ Bracken. So we're going to have 3 of the Hendrick cars at the rear of the field. Because remember, with Taylor going to the back in a backup car, JT Hanley going to the back in a backup car, Scarlett Wallace will start last because she had the slowest time of the drivers who had to go to the rear. So Wallace will start 42nd, 41st for JT Hanley, 40th for Alina Ritchie, 39th will be Zachary Taylor. Orme will start 38th. And Langland will start 37th, and then I will fix the rest of the deal. So that's going to do it for this qualifying session, but one thing will not change will be Carla Sinai. She will lead the field to the green flag this afternoon for the Austin Montgomery 400. Congrats to her. If you enjoyed this qualifying session, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. These were the unofficial qualifying results. The provisional qualifying grid is in the description. So, can Carlos not make it 2 GMS cars into the playoffs? You'll have to tune in this afternoon to find that answer out. So until then,